Hi there. In today's video, I'm going to do a high-level overview of this TIDRADIO H8 handheld transceiver. And I previously reviewed one of their products in episode 27, and that was a wireless programmer that they had sent to me. TIDRADIO didn't send me this H8 or ask me to do a review. The reason I'm doing this video is when I was researching the wireless programmer, I noticed they had some radios for sale on their website that caught my attention. So I wanted to check those out and see what they were all about. And so I ordered this one, which I got off Amazon. And I thought it was interesting because it does use the same Bluetooth wireless programming capability the wireless dongle I demoed uses. As of this video, the radio retails on Amazon for about $69, or you can purchase it directly from TIDRADIO for around the same price. I'll leave a link for both in the description below if you're interested in checking those out. But another interesting thing about this radio is it has three modes where you can set it to operate on. One of them would be only 2 meter and 70 centimeter. You can set it up to operate on only GMRS frequencies, or you can unlock it to operate on all of them. And I'll cover how to set the different modes as well as post a link to a blog post with the instructions for those who prefer written documentation. Before I talk about how to set the different operating modes, this radio is the generation 2 of the H8, and when I was researching it, I came across some reviews of the previous version as well as the second generation so I could get a better understanding of the iterations between the two. And one video I came across that was really helpful was from another YouTube channel called The Smokin' Ape, and he did a bench test where he verified the power output, if there were any spurious emissions, as well as the nuances between the first and second generation of this radio. And I'm not going to revisit his talking points because he did a great job of covering all the different aspects between the two versions, but I will leave a link below to his video for anyone interested in watching his bench test. As with the wireless programmer I demoed in episode 27, I think the H8 has the same convenience factor when it comes to ease of programming a radio because you can use the same Oddmaster app with your smartphone to download the radio's code plug. You can edit and then write back that edited code plug to the radio because this radio has Bluetooth functionality. So if you press this little button here in the middle with BL printed on it, the display will show you the Bluetooth icon, and if you press it again, it'll go away. But basically, you can turn Bluetooth on and off with that button, and then that's how it communicates with your smartphone. But in addition to the wireless programming capability with the Oddmaster app, you can also program this radio with Chirp, which is pretty cool. And I particularly like that because I use Chirp quite a bit for programming my radios. But if you do want to know how to use the Oddmaster app, I'll leave a link below to episode 27 where I covered that process during the wireless programming demo. But this radio didn't come with a programming cable, and I discovered that my Bofang UV5R programming cable actually works with the H8, and I was able to use that UV5R programming cable to write a code plug to the radio, and I set that code plug up in Chirp. I checked online, and it looks like you can purchase a programming cable with TIDRADIO printed on it, but it seems that programming cable and the one for the UV5R both use the same driver, so I didn't see a need to purchase a new one. So just a heads up that before you go buy a new programming cable, if you happen to have one for a UV5R, then see if that one works first. Now I'll show you how to set the different operating modes. And as I mentioned, there's three. There's one for amateur radio, there's one for GMRS only, and then there's one to unlock all of them. And how you do that is with the radio off, you're going to hold down the push to talk button, and then you're going to hold down one of these three buttons here, the star, 0, or the pound. And I'll start with the amateur radio only operating mode. And so I'm going to hold down the push to talk, the star button, and then I'm going to power the radio on. And when you power it on, you'll see initial ham SYS. Data will be eraser. I think that's supposed to be erased. So looks like there's a misspelling. Hopefully that'll get corrected with the next firmware update. But next, what you're going to do is you're going to press menu to select yes. And then the radio will reset. And one thing to keep in mind when you're jumping around and changing the operating modes, it's going to wipe out your code plug. So you're going to need to go back and reinstall that. So once it resets, it's now in amateur radio only mode. And then the next mode is GMRS only. So it's the same process, only you're going to hold down the 0 button. So I'll press push to talk, 0, power it on, and then it's going to give you another prompt. It's going to say initial GMRS SYS. If you press menu again, the radio will reset and it'll be in GMRS mode. And then the last one, and I'll power this back off, is to unlock all. And how you do that is hold down push to talk, hold down the pound button, power the radio back on, and then it'll prompt you with initial unlock SYS. Press yes. It'll reset, and same thing. Now it's basically unlocked all the frequencies. Anyway, that was just kind of a high-level overview of this radio. I've been kind of messing around with it for a couple weeks. It seems like a pretty decent little radio. The battery on it's actually lasted quite a while. I haven't really, I think I've only recharged it a couple of times, but it's been a good little radio for the last couple of weeks that I've just kind of been testing it out. And you know, if you're new to radio and you're, you know, looking at like a UV5R and you're just kind of getting into it. I know this particular one's $69 and, you know, a UV5R is like 20. But if you're possibly looking to upgrade, you know, this Generation 2 is not a bad little radio. And they're pretty easy to use and navigate through the menu. And they're very easy to program, and it's basically the same process as with the wireless programming dongle that TIDRADIO has. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful, and that's all for now. Thanks for watching.